Amen. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, DTMs. What if I were to tell you that U.S. Navy SEALs do not survive the impossible because they're fearless and tough, but because they've mastered 4 mental skills that everybody in this room today can learn? Breath control, positivity, visualization, and micro goals. Let's break down how these work and how you can go out there and practice them today. The first big skill during any tough challenge, it doesn't have to be physical. It could be an emotional challenge, an emotionally charged situation, anything. You can apply these wherever you're being challenged. But they work great in any physical challenge, especially. Breath control is the biggest one because you control your physiology. Control your physiology, and you can control your mind. When you're panicking, what are you doing? You're hyperventilating, your sympathetic nervous system is going on overload, and you can't think straight. You panic. Navy SEALs can't afford to panic out when everything goes wrong and they're in the middle of something. So they use different breathing techniques. One that you can do outside of here on a regular basis to train your body is called box breathing, where you're going to breathe slowly for 5 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, exhale for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds. You practice rounds of this. This activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which tells your body everything's cool, and it calms down, it lowers your heart rate. This can be used before a speech. If you're sitting there worried about your speech, do a few minutes of box breathing. In the real situation, when you're out doing something and you're starting to lose control of your breath because you're running or something, you can use the warrior breath, where you're going to do fast, deep inhales and exhales. You always want to be breathing through your nose because that's when you get the most oxygen. Don't fall back to the mouth breath. So you do that. What the Navy SEAL will do at that point is they're going to do tactical breathing. It's box breathing without the holds. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. A nice, slow, steady pace. By doing this, you keep control of your physiology. Now you can think clearly. So we move on to positivity. What are you thinking? This will make or break you. Right? In a lot of situations, you've been out there, you've wanted to quit. It was a bad situation. It was too cold, too hot. You were too tired. It was too painful. You're trying to talk yourself into quitting, right? These are automatic negative thoughts. We call them ants. They will jump into your head, these ants, right? So what you want to do is realize that's not going to get it done. That's going to make me fail. I need to change that. We use a technique called WIRM, W-I-R-M. Witness what you're thinking. Interdict those negative thoughts. Replace them with positive thoughts. I've got this. Easy day. Not a problem. I've done things worse than this. It's not much longer before this is over. Whatever you need to tell yourself. Looking good, feeling good, ought to be in Hollywood. Use a mantra. Right? Whatever works in your mind. Then you try to maintain it. That's the M. So you're constantly looking at what you're thinking, and if it's negative, replace it with positive. Now that brings us to visualization. Visualization is something a lot of people have been talking about. This goes way back, hundreds of years. If you look at Sun Tzu's book, The Art of War, he refers to win in the mind first. Victorious warriors win in the mind first, then go to battle. Defeated warriors go to battle seeking to win. So what you want to do in any of those situations, visualize your success, visualize the victory. See yourself finishing the thing you're doing, getting through it. If what you're trying to do is go through getting a master's degree and you have to keep getting yourself through, well, keep visualizing that graduation day. Think of those things. And the final thing is micro goals. The old question was, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Don't think of something that's enormous, because that's going to defeat you right off the bat. For example, when I'm running a triathlon, when I was doing a half Ironman, 70.3 miles, when you hit the water, you don't want to be thinking about 70.3 miles still in front of you. You don't want to think about the bike. You don't want to think about the run coming up. You want to think about the next buoy. That's a micro goal. I see that buoy. I don't have to do anything else but swim to that buoy. When you get to the buoy, swim to the next buoy, and so forth. Break any large task into micro goals. So ultimately, mental toughness isn't about being fearless or tough. It's about having tools. The Navy SEALs tools of breath control, positivity, visualization, and micro goals are not reserved just for warriors. They're for anyone who's willing to practice them. So control your breath. You decide and choose your outlook. Visualize your success. And take the next small step, and you can overcome any challenge.